Good afternoon, everyone. Um, I hope you can all hear me. Tina, let me know if you can hear me. Can you?
Yes, loud and clear.
All right, thank you very much. I hope you all are excited to be here today too. So welcome, guys. Let me know if you are excited in the comment section, guys. Just type excited. Let's see if you are. All right, great. Let's keep it coming. All right, so today's topic is one of the major like important topic like in data analysis space, because without a very good portfolio there is no recruiter that is out there to know what you are doing. So our topic for today is effective portfolio management for data analysts. So moving on to the ground rules. As I've said yesterday, so punctuality is very important, please. It's just an hour class. Please let's all be punctual and clear our schedule for those period of time. So let's have an open mind to learn, and we should always participate in whatever questions that is being asked, whatever assignment that is given to you. Let's participate. There should be one class. Please let's respect each other too. Ask as many questions as you can. There's nothing like stupid questions in this class. Please let's ask questions. Even if you can't ask it on this platform here, you can always come to my DM or put it on the group and ask them. We definitely answer you. So mute your mic, or is even muted always. If you, in case if you have any questions that you want to ask, just raise up your hand. Same way you did yesterday, and you'll be unmuted and ask whatever question or answer that you want. So moving on to our speaker for today, I call her Data Buddy. In person of Tina Okonkwo. Please, I need you to give a round of applause for Tina. If emojis, just emojis, and or welcoming in the comment section, please. I need you. She needs that because. So, who is Tina? Tina is an award-winning data analyst with a strong passion for data storytelling and using data to drive business decisions. With a background in mathematics and a keen eye for problem solving, she's been very vocal about leveraging data-driven strategies to optimize decision making across various industries. Alongside her role as a data analyst, Tina actively serves as a community manager at Data Community Africa, guiding beginners in smoothly transitioning into the field of data. She is also an advocate for building in public and showing your work online. Beyond her corporate engagement, Tina is a digital creator and a data analytics tutor, having trained over 2,000 individuals in data analytics tools and concepts. Her dedications extend to publishing multiple articles, particularly focusing on initiating careers in data analytics. Tina spent a lot of her time on Twitter and LinkedIn talking about her experience as a woman in tech. She is extremely passionate about the data community and is trying to drive inclusion for women in technology. Her impact has been recognized through features in notable platforms like Tech Cabals, Vanguard, Venture Africa, Data Camp, and Ingressive for Good. And I think that's a lot. Please kindly welcome Tina in the comment section and give her a round of applause as she take over this section. Tina, it's so nice to have you here today. Thank you very much. And we look forward to learning from you, including me myself. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here and I'm hoping that we can all learn together. Just give me a minute for me to get my slides up so we can just kickstart this session without wasting time.
All right, thank you. Please, Joy, it's not time for question yet. Can you? I don't know if it's a mistake. Can you Thank you.
Okay, cool. Please confirm you can see my screen. Everybody can see my screen, right?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cool. All right. I'm super excited to be here. Say 2 years ago or thereabouts, I was in meetings like this and programs like this where I just started my career in data analytics and I was trying to get better. So I was joining all sorts of conversations, meetings, webinars, so as to just get knowledge on how to actually, or steps to take to actually be better and be good at this career. And I'll tell you that you've started an amazing journey. Data analytics is something that has actually changed my life. I'll tell you for a fact. And whatever you give into data, data will give back to you. So you've started an amazing journey, and I'm totally rooting for everyone. So today we're going to be talking about effective portfolio management for data analysts. And this is a very, very important topic and a very important concept. In fact, in today's world, if you don't have anything, like we are in a situation where we are competing for so many opportunities. A lot of people are competing with people that are coming from the big tech for and so many other things like that, right? So we want to be able to position ourselves for whatever opportunity that is being there. So knowing about this particular topic is very, very important and very crucial. So briefly, what we're going to be talking about today is exactly what portfolio is, why do we even need a portfolio, and how to choose project ideas for our portfolio. And then I'm going to be walking you through some portfolio platforms and some examples of some portfolios. So that is what we're going to be doing for the entire session. And before I dive right into it, she has already done my introduction, so I don't think I should spend a lot of time here. Just like she mentioned, I'm a data analyst. I work with farm banks where I work on analyzing data and extracting sentiments from them to actually drive fan scoring for the organization. So what we're doing at Fan Bands is we're basically building the ultimate fan destination for football fans and reality TV show fans in Africa. And I'm part of the team driving that goal. I'm also a Microsoft certified data analyst, and I'm also a community manager for Data Community Africa. So being part of communities is also very, very important. And I'm part of one very amazing community. So today we're going to, I want us to put something at the back of our mind, right? Where we all have resume. I'll just assume that we have resume, or we know what a resume or what a CV is, right? And a resume is something that sort of like tells you what you can do, right? Now, while your resume tells you what you can do, your portfolio shows what you've done. I want you to just put that at the back of your mind while we kickstart the session. So while your resume is telling people what you can do, your portfolio shows what you've done or what you will do. Now, what exactly is a portfolio? Now, I like to see portfolio as a collection of all our works and all of our projects. Something somebody asked me one time was, okay, I'm not an architect, I'm not a graphic designer. Why do I need to have a portfolio as a data analyst? Now, this is very important because yes, you've learned Excel, you've learned Power BI, or you've learned whatever tools that you're going to be learning. If you don't have anything to actually tell people that yes, you've learned this thing and you know how to use this thing, then that skill is totally a waste. So you need something that would actually show people that I've actually learned how to do this work. I know how to work with this tool. I know how to work with this tool. So portfolio is a collection of all your projects, all your works, everything that shows that you can work with a particular tool or that showcase your skill in a particular field. Now, why you can list your data skills on your resume, right? You can say, I know Excel, I know. It's your portfolio that sort of provide the proof that, yes, I can actually work with Excel. This is what I've done with Excel. So simply put, a portfolio is sort of a collection of all of your data projects. Now, why exactly do you need a portfolio? Now, number one thing, you need to demonstrate your data skills, just like I mentioned. Yes, it's not just okay to say you've learned Excel. It's not just okay to say you've learned SQL. It's not just okay to say you've learned Power BI. You need something that would be able to show recruiters and show other persons that for a fact, yes, I've learned this thing. So what a portfolio does is it shows recruiters and people that yes, you can actually use all these tools that you've listed in your resume. Another thing it does is it highlights your experience, right? It shows that okay, this person is actually experienced in this particular field or this particular thing. Say for example, you're working on or you have a project in your portfolio that has to do with something sort of a customer churn, for example. If I was experiencing customer churn in my organization and I need a data analyst to come and help me, if I see your portfolio, I already know that, oh, this person is experienced in this subject matter and I would want to reach out to you. So that is one of the reasons why you need a portfolio. Just like I mentioned earlier, the job market is very, very tricky, right? So you need something that would position you or that will enable you to stand out from the crowd. Now, there are over maybe 100 persons or close to on this call, or I think when they released the chart, I think it was 400 persons that was picked for this program, right? Now, 400 persons have been picked for this program, and meaning those 400 persons will also be looking for a data analyst job. How do you differentiate yourself from others, or how do you stand out among every other person? Is by presenting a portfolio, building a portfolio. That is how you stand out. So having a portfolio enables you to stand out in the crowd. Another thing it helps you do is it helps you improve your job prospects. What does this mean? You have different industry, or you have analyzed several industries, or in your several projects, analyzing on or touching on different industries in your portfolio, right? If I'm in this particular industry and I see your project, I know, okay, this person is experienced, I want to reach out to you. So it sort of position you for job prospects. Another thing a portfolio does, or another reason why you need a portfolio, is because as a data analyst, you need to be able to communicate your findings properly. And one of the ways to display that is by having a portfolio, right? On a portfolio, you can easily display your communication skills. So that is one of the reasons why you actually need a portfolio. Now, somebody might ask, okay, I know what a portfolio is, and I know why I need a portfolio. What are those things that I actually need to include in my portfolio? Number one, your introduction. You need to tell recruiters or whoever that is looking at your portfolio who exactly you are. For example, oh, I'm a data analyst and I have over 2 years experience, or I have over 3 years experience, and I've worked with this tool, this tool, this tool. I know how to use this tool, and this tool, right? So you need that introduction so that they can meet you and know who you are. Another thing you need is your project. Now, I always advise people, it's not every project you work on you need to put on your portfolio. What you want to put on your portfolio are your best projects that you've been able to put your best foot forward, right? You need to highlight your best projects. And while you're putting those projects, you need to be able to describe them. Don't just put a project that, okay, customer churn. You need to tell us, we're going to go deep into that. So I'm not going to dwell on that particular part, but you need to be able to put your best projects with short descriptions and probably a dashboard or visuals that are actually supporting whatever communication or whatever thing that you've written down there. Another thing that you need to include in your data portfolio are your skills. You need to be able to highlight your key skills. Now, what are the skills most asked skills in the data analytics field? You know, it's your Excel, your SQL, Power BI, your Tableau, Python, or R, one of those two, right? You know, these are the things that are very needed in this particular field. So you want to be able to highlight those skills in your portfolio, that I know how to use this, and this. Another thing that you need to include is, because you don't just want them to look at your portfolio and go, you want them to reach out to you, right? So you want to include your contact information as well, because it makes it easy for whoever that is looking at that portfolio to be able to reach out to you. So always include your contact information. I always advise an email preferably, and that email should be something that is good. Probably your name, surname at yahoo.com or at gmail.com. Don't go and use something like sexymary at yahoo.com, or something that you want to use something very professional, so they will see you as a serious person. Another thing that you need to add to your portfolio are links to other sites. Your LinkedIn, your GitHub, other professional profiles that some people like to even include their resume on their portfolio as well. Other important things, you want to be able to put all those things on your portfolio. So your introduction, projects, skills, contact information, and your links. These are the things that must not be missing in your data portfolio. Now, let's talk about picking project ideas for your portfolio. Before we talk about how to pick the projects, we're going to talk about what a great project should highlight. I always think of building projects. If I decide today, or if I should go back 2 years ago to when I started and I want to build my first project as a data professional, some of the things I would think about is what problem am I trying to solve? That is the first thing that would come to my mind, right? Now, we are of the opinion that we just pick any data set and then we start doing whatever we want to do. But right now, I always tell people and my mentees that whenever you want to pick a project or whenever you pick any data set, think the first question that should come to your mind is, what problem are you trying to solve? Now, I always think of projects as two different kind of projects, like your business projects and then your projects that I like to see as an hobby, where business projects are something like where you're analyzing marketing campaign. For example, you want to see if a marketing campaign does very well or not. And then your hobby project would be maybe you analyzing like your favorite football club and to see maybe the number of goals your favorite player has gotten, something like that, right? That's an hobby project. Now, if I was in an organization and we're having something or we're having a challenge that has to do with marketing, right? And because I see your project on marketing, I'll easily reach out to you. So you have solved a problem for particularly to an industry. So whenever you want to think of a project, always think of what problem you are trying to solve, what industry you are trying to target. And your project should include all of this. Number one, technical proficiency. So you should show that you are actually good at a particular tool. For example, if I decide that I want to use Excel, or let me use Power BI for instance, I want to use Power BI to do a project that I want to add to my portfolio. I would want to use that Power BI to an extent that I'm showing a recruiter that I can use Power BI very well. What does this mean? I'm saying that, okay, in Power BI, I know how to clean data with Power Query. I know how to bring in data into my Power BI. I know how to model my data. I know how to visualize my data. I know how to do everything I need to do in Power BI. I know how to write calculations in Power BI. So this way, this project has actually shown that I have technical proficiency in this particular tool. So whatever your project you're working on, it has to show that you know how to use that particular tool very well. Another thing is your strategic thinking, right? Every recruiter wants to see your thought process, wants to know that, okay, this person actually understands what they are doing. So your project should show that you have strategically thought about that project. You have put together the problem you're trying to solve, and you have come out with a resolution, or you have come out with a solution for that particular problem. So you should show your strategic thinking skills as well. Another thing that a good project should highlight is your communication skills. You want to take your user on a journey. You want to tell them that, okay, this is the problem I tried to solve. This is my solution to the problem. And this is my recommendation for on how to approach or how to tackle that problem. So it shows your communication skills. A good project should show your communication skills as well. Another thing that a good project needs to show is your knowledge for the business. You need to understand the business. So if you don't understand, if your project does not show that you understand the business, that is a problem. So you need to be able to highlight important KPIs on that project so that whoever is looking at that project will know that, okay, this person actually understands the marketing business. Oh, this person actually understands the procurement business. That is one thing you need to make sure that your project highlights. So while I'm saying this, and if you have projects that you've probably done, you want to go back and check those projects. Does this project demonstrate this? Does it check the box for this? Does it check the box for this and this? Then another thing a good project to highlight is your passion for analytics. Like, how good is your problem solving skill? How good is your critical thinking skill? How good is your communication skill? So you should actually buttress all these things and show how passionate you are about storytelling, about data in its entirety. That's what your project should be able to highlights. Now let's look at some of the elements of a good project. Right now, when you're working on a project, just like I mentioned earlier on, you want to start with a business case, which means you want to start with a business problem. What exactly is the business problem, or what exactly is the context behind this project? Why exactly am I doing this project? Regardless of the fact that you're picking the project first, or you're coming up with a business case first, that is something, right? So you want to think through that entire process. What exactly is the problem I'm trying to solve in this particular project? Number two thing is you want to be able to show your insights, and that's what I mentioned about taking your user from problem to solution to recommendation. So what key insights were you able to derive from that particular project, and what impact are they going to have on the business? Yes, it's a project, but you are simulating real life experience, right? You're imagining that that data belongs to an organization. So you want to be able to show them that, okay, yes, this is the impact that this analysis that I've carried out would actually have on your business. Another very important thing is storytelling, and a lot of people tend to miss out on this part when they are building their projects. You need to be able to use your data to tell a story, right? Now, how do you tell a story? Say, for example, I want to do an analysis, or I want to do a project on sales, right? I want to take my user on a journey, and I want my data to tell a story. So I want to take them from a point A to a point B to a point C down to letter Z, right? So I'm starting by probably telling them that, oh, this is our revenue for the year, or this is our revenue, our total revenue. But this is our total revenue. Last year, we made so amount, and we are making a 20% growth or a 30% growth. That is a very elaborate information that I'm telling them. I'm not just focusing on total revenue. I'm also comparing last year, and I'm also telling them how much we have grown. Then I'm moving on to probably telling them that, oh, okay, we sold over so quantity of products, right? And this quantity of products that we sold the most in this particular year. This is me probably throwing in my line charts there to show them like a trend analysis of probably to show the months where we made the most sale and all those things. And then while I'm still telling them about like the monthly revenue trend, I'm also going on to say, okay, these are the products that we actually sold the most. These products belong to this category. So these are the categories we sold the most. And these are the customers that are actually buying those products. These customers are buying this product and this product together, and putting in all those story is interesting because I know I'm taking them on a journey, right? I've told them about the revenue. I've told them about the months they made the most sale. I've given them like a comparison of this year to last year. I've told them the products that they are selling the most, and I've also told them what customers are actually buying those products. So this is something interesting. I've been able to use whatever data they've given to me to tell them a story about their data, right? So you want to be able to use data, use your you want to make sure that your project is actually telling a story. You want to also use the right chart. You don't want to use a bar chart where you're supposed to use a line chart, and a line chart where you're supposed to use a bar chart. You need to understand all these things properly. So how exactly are you using data and visualization to tell the story and to support whatever findings you've gotten from your data? Your project needs to answer this question. And the last one is your tools. And I've mentioned, like, I think I've talked very well on this particular aspect, right? What technical tools, what techniques did you use to conduct this analysis? There are different. I noticed that these days people tend to just focus on like top 5 products, top 5 this, most sold this, most sold. But there are very interesting things, right, that you can do with your projects. As much as superstore sales data is very popular, there's a lot of interesting things you can do with that data set. Say, for example, you're trying to categorize your users based on like their frequency, or the number of times they come to make a purchase, or the number of products, or the kind of products they are buying. You are doing some customer segmentation analysis. You are doing a Pareto analysis where you are showing that, okay, these are the or this is where your sales, or 20% of your sales came from these customers or from this location. And things interesting as that. You want to be able to explain, like, make your project very rich, such that a recruiter is seeing this and they can look at you and feel like, okay, yes, this person can actually bring value to my organization. So these are some of the elements of a good project, right? You need projects for your portfolio. Now, let's talk about choosing a portfolio platform. This one is also very, very critical because you don't want a situation where you're sharing your portfolio or you don't even have a way to even share your portfolio or share your projects, right? Some of the things that you need to keep at the back of your mind when it comes to choosing a portfolio platform, you want to choose something that is easily shareable, right? Something that probably maybe you can generate a link or generate an image and you'll be able to share with recruiters and they'll just click on it and it takes them to your portfolio platform. You also want something that is very clear and consumable. You don't want them confused as to, okay, what is this one or what is this one? For example, if you have like, excuse me, if you've done projects, right, on probably different subjects or with different tools, you want to be able to like show that you know how to use Excel. So you want to be able to group this project like, okay, I've done Excel projects. I'm grouping Excel projects here, my Power BI projects here, my Tableau project, so that it's very easy, right? Something that some persons do is sort of like put all these links on a link tree, right? There's something called a link tree. I would probably show an example of that. Like you have all your sites, but you just put them in a link tree where your recruiter can just click on, it takes them to your Power BI projects, click on, it takes them to your Tableau projects and all those things. You also want something that is publicly accessible. You don't want the situation whereby you are sharing a link and they click on it and it's asking them for access or it's asking them for this. For example, maybe you host your portfolio on some sort of drive and then they are clicking on that link and it's telling them that, oh, only people with so email can access this. You don't want that. So you want to make sure that your portfolio is publicly accessible. You also want to make sure that your portfolio is easy to manage. What do I mean by easy to manage? You are going to probably continue working on projects, right, until you get that opportunity. You want to make sure that it's something that you can easily come back to, edit. Maybe you want to add something new to your the project. Maybe you're working on a project and you discovered something new, you added something new, and you want to come and include that to your portfolio. You want to make sure that it's easy for you to do that. And most times when choosing a portfolio platform, you always want a free site, something that is not going to cost you too much. So something that is free or cheap to host. And luckily, there are so many free sites that you can actually host your portfolio. And we're going to be looking at a couple of them. But these are the criteria you should keep at the back of your mind when choosing a portfolio platform. And some of the portfolio platforms that are available to us is your GitHub or GitHub pages. GitHub is like one of the most popular for both data professionals, software engineers, techies in general, right? Most tech professionals make use of GitHub to actually host their projects. Then there's also GitHub pages where you can build like a personalized website that contains so many other information. Then you have Maven Analytics, right? Maven Analytics is actually a new one and it's also very, very interesting. I'll show you what it looks like. Maven Analytics is one where you can host your projects there. And something about Maven Analytics I really like is because they give you even case study. They host these challenges monthly where you can get data sets from their platform to actually work in. You can also participate in their challenges as well. So Maven Analytics is one interesting place where you can host your portfolio. Then there's Tableau where you can host all of your Tableau visualizations. Then you have card.co. Then there's Kaggle. Kaggle is basically mostly for data scientists anyway. Then there's LinkedIn. And I'm going to show you how to look at like how to put your portfolio or put your projects as well on LinkedIn or feature your projects on LinkedIn. We also have Wix, then Google Sites, as well as Novi Pro. So these are some of the popular portfolio platforms that you have where you can actually host your projects and put your projects, and you probably just share the link with a recruiter or somebody that is looking to give you an opportunity. Now, before I round off, I would want to take us through or just show us example of some of this portfolio, right? Before I can open the floor for questions. So I'm just going to stop sharing quickly and share my screen again. Okay. Please let me know when my screen is up. Just let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, cool. Okay. So this is an example of a portfolio on GitHub, right? Now, just like I mentioned earlier on, you need your portfolio to have like an about me section that contains like who you are, who exactly you are. So I'm just trying to see if I can get this to load so that the image or the profile picture might come up. But there's like a profile picture here, the person's name, and then there's an about me section. You can already tell that, okay, this person is a data and an analytics engineer, right? And also a technical writer. That is what this person is. And giving you just a brief background or a brief into what this person can do or what this person can also offer you. Then if you scroll down, you'd probably see like links to the person's blog posts, articles that she has written, and then her projects are all listed below, all the projects that she has worked on, right? That is an example of hosting your project on GitHub. But this is how your portfolio can look like on GitHub. Now, if you're making use of the GitHub pages now, your portfolio would likely come like a website, right? Now, you can see, first thing you're seeing is my name, and also like what exactly I do and the tools that I can actually use. Now, if you scroll down, you're going to probably see some of the projects that I've worked on. I've put in my dashboards and all the other projects. I've just linked them here. And if you want to see more information about the projects, you can always just click view project and it will take you to probably an article or even my GitHub profile where I've sort of like hosted this project, or even my Power BI profile. I've also linked like my other social media pages on this place, my Medium account, and also my GitHub profile, where the recruiter can see more information about what I've done, right? Now, this is an example of hosting your profile on a GitHub page, right? This one comes in the form of a website. Then you have your Tableau page where you get to host your all your dashboards, right? You can see this person's name here, whatever
Sorry,
the person's.
excuse me, Tina. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Please, I think they are saying they can't see your screen very well. Can you put it on slide? Sure.
Okay. Can you see? Are you seeing a Windows tab right now?
Yes, we are.
Oh, you can't see my screen properly.
Yes, that's what they're saying.
Oops. I'm
They
trying
can
to
see it
see.
now.
Oh, can you see my screen now? Okay, maybe I should just
Yes,
breeze through what I was saying earlier on. Can you see the GitHub page on my screen right now?
yes,
Okay, good. Now, this is an example of a GitHub page, right? And I explained like how you can see the person's name and whatever the person can do, okay? Now, I also gave an example of a GitHub pages. This is GitHub sites. That is github.com, but this is github.io. So it's like it comes in the form of a like a site, right? So you get this one in form of a site. And I also explained that this one contains just like how I mentioned that your portfolio needs to contain your name. The first thing when you come on this place is my name that you see. Then you also see what I do and also the tools that I can use, right? And then when we try to scroll down, you have like links to my projects, my Medium page, and my GitHub, right? Medium is where you host your articles. That's another example of another place where you can host your portfolio, right? If you're somebody that likes to document your projects, you can make use of Medium. Now, another thing I've just done is posted all of my visuals and my projects. And if you look at this project that I posted here, right, it has a title, the first thing, right? And if a recruiter is coming to my page and they see sentiment analysis with Python, they already know that, oh, this person can work with Python and this person can do sentiment analysis. And I also gave a brief description of what I did in this project. Please confirm you can see my screen. I want to be sure.
yes, we can.
Okay, cool. So I also gave like an example or gave a brief description of what I did in this project. And just like I mentioned, I said in this project, I performed an analysis of over 170,000 tweets on Real Housewives of Lagos reality TV show using natural language processing techniques in Python, and I developed a dashboard in Power BI. Now, looking at this, the recruiter can already tell that, oh, this person can do this, and this, right? And I just posted the dashboard, or posted the dashboard that I built on that particular place. And if you scroll down, I also have like some of the other things that I did. Yeah, and I always put a brief description of whatever project that I tried to do. Now, that is an example of a GitHub pages, right? Now, let's look at one that is hosted on Tableau. Tableau is where you can host all of your visualizations that you've built in Tableau. Please confirm you can see my screen, or you can see the page that I'm currently showing right now.
Yes, we can.
Good. Now, on Tableau, you can see this person's name, and you can see so many information about it. And if you click on this read more, it's going to show you many other information. And you can also see the person's profile has been linked here. So if I want to communicate with this person, I can easily click on go to the person's LinkedIn profile. The person's site is also here, and so many other things, right? And if I scroll down, I'll see all of the projects that this person have worked on. And if I try to click on any of these projects, I'm going to see like a brief description of those particular project. Now, coming here, I can already tell that, okay, this person can solve my problem or not, or this person can do the work or not. That is an example of using Tableau to host your projects. Then this one is card.co. It's also similar to your GitHub pages, right? Here you can just post your like build a page. It's very, very easy to do. Actually, you just need to follow a couple of YouTube videos, and it's very straightforward. All you need to do is go to YouTube and actually just Google how to build a one-page portfolio site. It's going to give you options of GitHub pages, card, I think Wix is going to come up too, and so many things like that. This is card.co, and just like I mentioned, a name, description, and the tools that the person can see, and also links to our profile. And then if I try to scroll down, I can see projects that this person have done, right? So you need to always highlight, and you can see how descriptive this is: data cleaning with SQL. Anybody coming here already know, okay, this person can do data cleaning with SQL. I can always click on this to view more about the projects. There's also this one, exploratory analysis with Python. I'm already of the opinion that, okay, yes, this person can actually work with Python. And I'm going to show us one last one. I think this one is a, okay, let me show us Maven Analytics. I think it should be somewhere here. Good. Oops. I want to be sure that, just give me a moment. Okay, cool. Okay, so this is an example of the Maven Analytics portfolio, right? You can see this one also has like name and some of the things that this person can do. If I check by the left-hand side over here, I can see like a brief intro about the person's experience, some credentials over here, work experience, and so many other things. So this one is even detailed. It's more like it's kind of like a mini resume. That's how you see this as. And then on the right-hand side over here, list of projects that this person have probably worked on. So that is what you can, that's how you can actually see. There are lots of profile or portfolio pages like this that you can always use to even structure your own and sort of put together your own. But it's actually very, very important to have something that's showing all of your projects. And from what you've seen from all these examples I've shown you, you would always see a description of these projects. And if I show you some of these projects, they are always almost excuse me, problem solving projects, right? If we try to go through this one now, you see something on like quarterly sales performance, Apple carbon emission, pizza restaurants, monthly KPI report, like very, very things that are very interesting that a recruiter will be interested in looking at. So you want to pay attention to all these things when you're building a portfolio and when you're picking projects, okay? So I think I would have to stop here for now, and I would take questions. So let me know if you have questions, and I'll be happy to answer your questions.
All right, I think one person is raising up her hand now. Thank you very much for this section, Tina. Ade Adetono, I'm trying to. Can you kindly unmute your mic, Adetono? Adetono Abubakar. I don't think the person is ready. Osifo, please unmute your mic. Courage Osifo, please kindly unmute your mic. Okay, let me move on to Adewale. Adewale, please unmute your mic. Babalola.
Hello, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Miss Tina, thanks so much for the session. Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, I can hear you.
Please,
Please go on.
can you speak louder so we
Okay, I
can hear
said
you
thanks
better?
for the session. Thanks so much for the session. My question is, all these sites you mentioned that use for our portfolio, are they all, or we have to pay before we can host our? I don't know if you get my question, ma'am.
Yes, I get your question. They are all free. Are you asking if it's paid, right?
Yes, exactly.
They are all free. They are all free. So you don't need to pay anything at all. That's why I said, and it's very easy to use. All you just need to do is watch a couple of it. Some are very straightforward that you just have to go to the site and you understand what's happening.
Okay,
But
ma'am.
it's
Thank
all,
you.
they're all free to use. Yeah.
I'm trying to make Rashida. Rashida, please, can you speak now? You can unmute your mic.
All right, thank you very much. So I have two questions. The first one is, in all of the portfolio platforms that you have mentioned, from your experience, can you please tell us one that you would recommend for us? That is the first question.
Okay. Do you want to take your second question, or I should answer the first one before you take the second one?
Okay, I can take the second one if you don't mind.
Okay, go ahead. Just take the second one.
All right, so the second question is, when we are trying to pick projects to work on for our portfolios, do you recommend we focus on a particular niche like health sector, marketing, and all that, or do we have to diversify into the various niches just to make sure we have a robust portfolio? Thank you.
Those are very, very important and interesting questions. And for your first question, right, there's something I like to say and I like to think of. Most people who will be looking at your CV or looking at your resume are non-technical people, right? HRs, they probably don't even know anything about this thing. So you want to be able to show them somewhere that is easily accessible for them, right? Number one, your LinkedIn. Oh, I even show how to even like putting your portfolio on LinkedIn. I'll probably share my screen to show that as well before the session ends. But LinkedIn is one way. On LinkedIn, there's something called featured projects. If you have not been using that, if you're a data analyst, or if you're yet to start building projects, or if you have started building projects, if you're yet to start making use of that, I think you should make use of that. So there's something called featured projects, right? Where you can put your projects or some of your most important projects on top of your LinkedIn profile or your page, right? Which is kind of like the first thing people would see. So I always advise, make sure that you have those things there on your LinkedIn. Now, for portfolio pages, when you have your site on LinkedIn, on GitHub, for example, most of these recruiters don't have a good GitHub page. It's people like you and I that will probably have a GitHub page. So it might be difficult. For data analysts or for with our data analysts, most times I don't always go via that GitHub route. It's fine if you have it on GitHub, that works. But I'm I'm seeing portfolio page where you have like a site, a portfolio site like this GitHub pages or Wix site or even this Maven Analytics. I even really like it. Or even use your Tableau. I really like it because it shows like all your visualization and it's easily like you can easily navigate via all these things. So I don't particularly have a favorite, but if you tell me that, okay, which one should I not miss out? At least you should have a portfolio page, like your GitHub page, Wix, and then those projects should also be posted on your LinkedIn. That is to answer your first question. Now, for the second question, when it comes to building projects, right? As a beginner or as an entry-level data analyst looking to land their first opportunity, I always tell people don't sort of niche because you don't know where the opportunity will come from, except you are particularly interested in maybe transitioning. Say, for example, you are working as a customer experience person in an organization or a customer service executive in an organization, and you want to still remain in that organization. It's okay if you build projects relating to customer service tasks, customer service data, and all those things, so that you can show your manager that, okay, I think I'm ready to become a customer experience analyst in the organization, or you're working in an healthcare organization, for example, and you want to just transition in that healthcare. It's okay to niche and build projects relating to healthcare so that you can just show probably your director or somebody that, oh, I'm very good with working with data. I want to become a medical analyst, or I want to do focus on the analytics part of our organization. That is fine. But if you're somebody that you don't even have a choice, or you don't even like, you're not probably trying, you just want to get an analyst role, I don't advise you to niche, right? What I would advise you to do is look at the industry. What are the industries that are, you can go on LinkedIn, you can go on Indeed, or you can even go on Google. What are industries that are hiring for data analysts the most? I would assume there are a lot of startups, and most of these startups sometimes they always hire for data analysts because they need people to sort of like manage their users or track their users growth and so many other things. They do a lot of marketing. They want to track some of these things. So you probably want to do projects around like, fintechs, for example, like financial projects. You want to do something relating to marketing. You want to do something relating to like customer service, IT desk, and IT desk analysis, and all those things. These are things that are this thing of on the health side. You want to do something relating to health data, right? These are things that people are hiring for. I think another very important one is also like what do we call it? All these your delivery apps, delivery sites, or like your Uber, Child Deck. That's I'm speaking based on like companies in Nigeria now, but like all those things, right? Data on food delivery, something like that. You want to build projects surrounding to that. Those are solving critical problems for those organizations. And when somebody in that organization or an organization you're targeting sees that kind of project, they're already, oh, this person understands the business. I want to talk to this person. So I hope that answers your question. Just let me know in the comment section. I think the next person can go. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Next person is Taiwo. Please unmute your mic.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So I wanted to know, like, for an upcoming data analyst, where are sites that we can get projects that we can work on to build a portfolio?
Okay. Some of my favorites that I like and I still make use of to build portfolio is on YouTube. There is a page called Data with Decision. You can just write that down so you don't forget. Data with Decision. Data with Decision have so many starts to like guided projects where you can like see what they've done and sort of like recreate those projects, especially if you are somebody that you don't know how to approach projects, you've never built a project before. It's somewhere that can help you. Another, if you're looking to just something unguided, right, but still on the beginner level, you can look at Maven Analytics. Why I like Maven Analytics platform, you can be writing this thing down as I'm listing it. Why I like Maven Analytics platform is they would give you like the questions that you need to answer. You would also see a lot of other people that are working on this same data or projects that you can get ideas from, talk to, and it's sort of like and one thing is, if you post this project and tag these Maven people, they will comment on your project as an international company. So when they comment, it sort of puts your project on the, how LinkedIn works, right? When someone comments on your project or on your post, it gets visible to another person. So the second one I mentioned is Maven Analytics. I'll probably type that when I'm done. Maven Analytics. So when they comment on your profile, it's sort of like visible to their own audience. So these are the places I recommend. Another one is Onyx Data. That's Onyx, Onyx Data DNA. I think that's what it's called. Onyx Data DNA. You can get projects, their data sets there to work. They're very good projects and they're problem-solving projects. They are interesting things that when you put on your portfolio, recruiters will always be interested in it. So these are some of the sites. I think I have a couple of others, but I can't. These are some of my favorites, so that's why I can remember them clearly. Probably later I can put together something and share with the moderator. Then the last one is Onyx Data, Onyx Data DNA. Exactly. Thank you. All right.
All right. Thank you very much, Tina. So moving on to the next person, Osifo. Pardon me for the pronunciation. Please unmute your mic. Osifo. Okay, I don't think it's ready. Maria Jose. Please unmute your mic, Maria.
Yeah. Good evening.
Good
My
evening.
question: like, what's the maximum number of projects you can have on your portfolio?
That's another very interesting question. But the thing is, there's no maximum. If I were still looking for my first offer or a job, I'll keep building. And I always tell people, don't stop building. Don't feel like you've built enough, right? Because the more you build, the more you learn. So don't even stop building. So I can't tell you that there's a maximum number of projects. As much, I'm saying that something I mentioned earlier is your portfolio should highlight your best projects. Like when you're learning, you have projects, but if I show you my first dashboard, for example, it's trash. It's not something but I learned from it and I grew, right? So you have those kind of projects. Those are not projects you want to add to your portfolio because you want to show recruiter that, see, I'm good at what I do. I'm good at this. I'm good at this field. So you want to be able to put your best projects, right? So I'll tell you, the better you become, just keep putting keep building and keep putting those good projects or those projects that you feel like shows the better part of you on your portfolio. But I won't tell you that there's a maximum number or there's an amount to a project that you put on your portfolio. If I tell you two now, you say, oh, you've done two, you will not build again. So there's no maximum. So please just keep building until you get an opportunity, because it becomes even harder to build when you get a job, because combining building and a full-time job, trust me, it's not easy. I hope that answers your question.
Moses Ahama, please unmute your mic.
Thank you. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Please, one of our speakers said something concerning it. I just want to add so I could throw more light on it. As a beginner, as a newbie, would you advise we begin to open sites and then portfolio on these handles, please?
Okay, now here's the thing. Why exactly am I building a portfolio? I'm building a portfolio because I want to use that portfolio to host my projects. As a beginner, do I have any project? Oh, probably I have not even learned Excel. So why do I want to host a project? So I feel like this particular conversation or this particular knowledge is for you to know that it is important for you to have a portfolio. And whilst you are learning and whilst you are building, let there be somewhere that you can host your portfolio. So while I was still learning, I was building my portfolio. I had my GitHub page. I was already working on it, but there was nothing there. But when I had these projects, I'll just go there and put it. I think it was only one I had on there before, and I published that one. And while I was building, then I kept on like updating it. I think it can be something that has your information, right? Then when you have solid projects, you want to go on there and add those projects to those portfolio. But I'll tell you that having a portfolio is very important. Somebody can just reach out to you and tell you that, oh, you say you're learning data analyst. Okay, let me see your profile. Let me share your portfolio with me. Let me see what you can do. So, and if you don't have anything to show for it at that moment, it's just this thing. So I'll just advise that even whilst you're learning, you can just have it like you're putting, but I know it takes quite a while to put together, but you can just have it on the side. I hope that answers your question.
All right. I think we will just be taking like 3 more questions, is because time is going already. So Abdul Basit, please unmute your mic. Abdul Basit.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you so much for this session. I would like you to put more clarification on something. And the question is that when are you actually telling a story with your data?
Okay. I will just mention one thing because we're out of time, right? I want you to look for a book called Storytelling with Data. If you can look for that book and read that book, you understand what storytelling with data is all about. Another thing you can do is, I think she has a site, just go on Google and check us, go to storytellingwithdata.com, if I'm correct, that's the site, and look at all the information you have there. There are a lot of things I cannot start explaining on this call because it's a born whole concept and we're almost out of time. So just Google storytelling with data. I'm also I'll probably share my profile with you. You can send me a message and then I can answer that question later on, but it's a full-blown conversation. So let's move on.
So Tawakalitu, please unmute your mic.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much for the session. It was really eye-opening. Please, I want to ask about the recommendation for easy to manage, because one of the elements of a good portfolio platform you mentioned is that it must be one that is easy to manage. Now, I want to ask that all the ones that you mentioned above, are they ones that we'll be able to actually go back and edit, or there are particular ones
Yes.
that we should be particular about?
All of them, you can
Yeah.
always go back to edit. They are easily editable. You can always go back to edit whatever you want to do. They are easily manageable. Everything I shared here.
Okay, ma'am. For the
Sorry, you can go on, Tawakalitu.
I can hear you. I don't know if she's talking. I can't hear her.
Tawakalitu.
can you hear me now, ma'am?
Yes, I can
Yeah.
hear you.
Okay, so I said it's been easy to manage. I actually mean, for example, if I have posted a project long time before now, and I realized that, okay, maybe the description is not really so catching, I can use another English. Can I go back and edit the description?
Yes, you can. Exactly. That is what I mean.
Thank you, ma'am.
Tina,
Yeah, I'm with
someone
you.
is asking on the group to show the LinkedIn updates. You
Yeah, I
promised to
want
show them
to.
earlier.
I'm going to quickly do that now. Please, I'm sorry, Fatima. I think I'm taking your time, but let's just quickly
No,
run through that before.
should we? How many minutes should we give her more, guys?
People want to chase me away. Don't mind me. I'm a talkative.
It's fine. We are enjoying your session. Thank you very much. Someone said all
Okay.
this time, 30 minutes.
No, it's not going to take time, so don't worry. I just need to load my LinkedIn here, so I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, good. Okay, beautiful. Now, when you scroll down on, when you go to a LinkedIn profile or your LinkedIn profile, right? If you scroll down, after your about session, there's this section here called featured. Now, this featured session is somewhere you can add all your projects, any projects you work on. And if you look at my featured session, it just has important information I want recruiters to see. For example, a web scraping project I did here, I included it here. And how you just add post to your featured is by typing that post, right? I'm a big fan, I'm a big advocate of building in public. What do I mean by building in public? Like I attend a session like this. I go online to talk about it, talk about what I learned there. I pick up a new course. If I learn anything there, I would go online to talk about it. I'm reading a book, that things I'm enjoying there, I'll go online to talk about it. I'm building a project, whatever it is I'm doing. I always like to come online, and I will tell you for a fact, it's tested and trusted because it worked for me. I don't know if I mentioned this at any point, but I started my data career in March 28th, 2022 to be precise. I marked that date in my calendar because I was intentional. And I landed my first role in 4 months. I'm not saying that this is how it is, but I'm saying, how did I get that opportunity? The company reached out to me on Twitter because they saw my project online, a project that I had worked on. So I always like to share this with people because it's not just me that it has happened to. I know a lot of my other colleagues that have gotten opportunities online where people are reaching out to them. And why are they reaching out to them? Because they can see your projects, they can see your work. So please, this program you're doing, talk about it a lot. I mean, this thing, I'm doing this, I'm doing, there are a lot of people that are they're industry professionals that are moderating, hosting, and planning this program. So they can even pick interest in you and set you up for success. So please be very, very vocal about whatever you are learning in this particular program. Now, on this featured session, you can host all of your projects, right? And every important information. So you just put a post and then add it to your featured list. And if you look all through here, there are projects that I've worked on that I want people to look at. So that is how to actually use LinkedIn for also portfolio building. So if you've probably not built your one-page portfolio, your LinkedIn has what? Your name. It has an about me section. It has this is the about me session, right? That's an about me session. Then you can have projects. So if somebody's asking you, okay, you're a data analyst, what have you done? Just share it to them and they will see your projects here. So it's as easy as ABC, right? So that is the one way you can also use LinkedIn to showcase your skills.
All right, thank you very much, Tina, for this insightful session. Thank you very much. For everyone, if you know that you are not able to ask questions, and maybe I didn't unmute you and all, just come on WhatsApp and put it there. She's also on the WhatsApp group. Just ask your question. Everybody, like, we try and as much as we can to answer everyone. So I think we've all learned a lot from this session, including myself. It's very, very eye-opening for me. Thank you very much, Sina. Guys, she has said it all. Go on LinkedIn, WhatsApp, even on this team itself. Say thank you, say what you've learned, and tag Tina herself, tag me as well, Team Dr. Fatima on LinkedIn. So thank you very much, Tina. We really appreciate. I think she needs a round of applause. If people are not saying anything, please say it on the Teams group. Thank you very much.
Thank you for
Okay,
having me. I'm excited too.
today's session will come to an end. So I will see you guys next week by God's grace. Next week Saturday
Bye,
by 2
everyone.
p.m. Mhm. Bye everyone. Have a great day.